good afternoon, good morning, good evening. It's me, Tiffany Rochelle, and here we are, y'all. Day 5. See, I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm counting. Day 5 of our 7 days of discipline challenge. And I don't know about you, but I have been stretched. I have been pushed. I have been pulled. I have been bent over. so I had to look, I had to put my glasses on so I don't see the bags under my eyes today. But I'm here and I'm happy that you're here too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know some people have been catching the replays. Yesterday was a really I wanted everybody to take a breath yesterday. Yesterday was deep. But I wanted everybody to take a breath and realize that showing up is half the battle, identifying and being able to analyze some of the things that we're going through and giving honor to those, because this is a season of loss and a season of struggle, right? There's the end of the year things that some of us have our mind on, and this has been a challenge in the midst of challenges. And so I appreciate you for accepting it and even attempting to show up. Because you know what? We always have a chance the next day to do it again and to try it again. And as long as we're willing to keep coming back and keep trying, we're winning, right? So who's in the house today? Just I need a little life. I need y'all to pick me up. So just type your name because I can't see everybody. It's showing up. I see some people are here. Who's here? Hey. It says Facebook user, so I can't see. And I welcome. And if you're on your lunch break, if you're if you're running errands, if you're sneaking a corner, hey Leandra, hey honey, hey. Thank you for being here. And I didn't answer your question out loud yesterday, but you can message me. Yes, I do coaching, and we can talk about it. Hey Tambu, hi, I'm glad you didn't miss it today. No, we want to keep on going, and even that's why I'm leaving the recordings up, because I don't want anybody to miss it, and I don't want anybody to feel left behind. But you do have to fight for it. Like, you got to show up. So I applaud you. I applaud you all, and everyone in the struggle together. Thank you. So day 5 today, we are going to talk about discipline your spirit. So we talked about disciplining our mind, and we talked about disciplining our body yesterday, which I think was a doozy. I really enjoyed talking about that in yesterday's session. And today we are going to talk about, hey Kaisha, we're going to talk about disciplining our spirit. Now, today is an interesting day, right? As I was just telling Flower, who's been helping me out, discipline our spirit can go deep. So I'm going to dip my foot in the water with you guys. I'm not going to go deep, but I'm going to go deep enough for you to think about it. All right. And one thing that I want to start is saying is that your spirit may be troubled because you're out of alignment naturally with who you are spiritually. I'm going to say it again. You may be troubled, your spirit may be troubled because you are out of alignment in the natural with who you are spiritually. So for the intents of this conversation, I'm going to give you a working definition so we can all have the same understanding of what I'm talking about when I say spirit. So spirit is our essence. It's our temper, our disposition. It's our mind, our outlook, our attitude, right? That's one part of it. But it's also the life force that each one of us has been given, right? It's the life force that God has given each one of us to operate with in this present time, in this space. Now, we also must understand that everything is spiritual. Everything. We've heard this, we've heard it, we've read it. As above, so below. What happens in heaven is happening on earth. This is not a religious conversation. This is a spiritual conversation. So don't be frightened by words that maybe triggering for some of us, right? But I challenge you to stay and listen to get the wholeness of it and not assume what it is that I'm going to talk about. Okay, can we agree to that? Everything is spiritual. And I guess one of the best ways to start it out is to connect the dots, right? So our spirit is fed by our environment. Our spirit is fed by our environment. And so why it was important to talk about disciplining our minds and disciplining our eyes and disciplining our ears and disciplining our mouth is because all of those elements feed us spiritually. They feed our spirit. And one of our biggest hindrances, off balance creators, distractors of our spirit and our divine alignment is our emotions. It's our emotions. And proof of that is if we pay attention to media. If you pay attention to media, you will notice that they spend a lot of time feeding us stories that's designed to evoke our emotions, to make us angry, right? To make us sad, to depress us, to keep us in a space of, oh my goodness, it's so terrible. Even in the music that they feed us, all of these things are feeding our spirit. Why is our spirit important? Because if our spirit is out of alignment, then we will not operate in fullness in our purpose. And each one of us has a purpose that has been given to us, along with gifts and blessings that are designed to help us live not only our fullest and our best life, but to engage with our fellow humans in order to present our gifts to them in a way that ignites them and helps them to do the same. Am I making sense? Just give me a 1 if I'm making sense. If I got to double back, if you need me to repeat something, please let me know, because I'm going slow with this today. I'm going slow with this today. I'm not going to stay here long, but I'm going to go slow with in the time that I am in it. It's one of the most important things to do in this season and going forward is to get our emotions under control. And by disciplining our body members, right? We've heard that discipline, therefore, your body members. It's not, in the natural, we may think that's just about sex, or we may think it's just about eating fleshly food. But when we discipline our body members, eyes, ears, mouth, flesh, it gets us into a right space for us to reach our goals and our designed destinations. It helps us to prevent being distracted from our destinies. This discipline challenge is important, not just because you need to figure out how to write a schedule. And I've said this before, this is not about schedule writing. This is about creating space to understand your function and your identity so you can grab a hold of it and pull it into alignment in order to succeed. All of us have a goal. All of us have a place where we are intending or desiring to be. Some of us are walking in our divine purpose and we're saying, Lord, tell me where you want me to go. Take me where you want me to go. And if you're walking that walk, you already know a big part of that walk is discipline. How many of us have been told by the Lord to shut up and sit down? How many of you have been told to fast? How many of you have been told to refrain from partaking in a particular food, refrain from listening to certain music, refrain from speaking certain words or being around certain people? All of this is designed to build our character and strengthen us and strengthen our spirit. Because from our spirit flows our purpose. We talked in all these days about identifying. You need to know who or what you're identifying as and who you're identifying with. So, right now, we're going to take a slight inventory of your spirit, right? This isn't a full encompassing thing. It hasn't been enough time in the 7 days and 1 hour and 7 days for me to get into the depths of it. But we're going to start. We're going to touch the iceberg, right? What spirit are you operating in? And I'm going to list a couple of them. And if they ring out for you, write them down. If there's some more come to mind, write them down. So, are you operating in a spirit of excellence or a spirit of perfection? Because there's a difference. Are you operating in a spirit of discord, a spirit of confusion? Are you operating in a spirit of joy or gratitude? Are you operating in a spirit of jealousy? Do you operate in a spirit of complaining? Is every word out of your mouth a complaint? Is every blessing that you receive something that suddenly you're upset about? And most importantly, do you operate in a spirit of love? I think all of us may operate in any of those realms at any given time, but most of us have a status quo. And I'll give you the secret. We should be seeking to operate, all of us, from a spirit of love. Because if we proceed and encounter people and approach life with the goal of being love, all things will flow in accordance. Love and gratitude. Love and gratitude are powerful tools and powerful weapons. And I'll be the first to admit, in this world and with these people, with peopling and lifing, it's not easy to do that. But I've learned, because I've learned to discipline and be disciplined and be corrected and be moved into spaces for me to operate with love. So even when I'm giving a hard word, even when I'm giving correction, even when I'm saying a truth that may be hard to take, my core spirit from anything I say is love. Even if I'm telling you to get up off the floor and stop crying, it's not a spirit of tyranny or trying to be the boss. It's from a place of love and understanding that says you are greater. You can do more. You're not a failure. You're not a loss. You're not unworthy. You're not rejected. You're not abandoned. You're not an orphan. Even if you want to act like any of those, even if you want to act rejected, even if you want to act angry, when we operate in a spirit of love and we approach our people, our lives with love, love will overcome and overshadow all those things, because love will say, you're not your behavior. Love will allow you to say that to people in situations. You're not your behavior. Yes, maybe your behavior upset me. Maybe your behavior hurt me, but I understand you are not your behavior. And my love for you will cover that. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Give me a 2 in the chat. Because it's not easy. I'll never tell you anything that I'm saying is easy. It's just real. Operate in the spirit of love. And how do we get there? Discipline. What is discipline? The willingness to be flexible, to come out of our comfort zone, to come out of reactions and ways of being that we have become familiar with. Some of us speak and speak often because at some point in time somebody told us to shut up, so we feel that, oh, we were shut up, now we're not going to shut up about anything. So every time somebody approaches us, we feel like we have to have the last word. That's not even who you are, but you've become so comfortable with that type of dynamic. You've come so comfortable with that type of dynamic that you don't know how to adjust. I'm going to address this comment. I don't know who made it because I can't see, but it says, this has been my goal, but I'm not willing to please certain people. And it's real. That's real. That's real. I mean, I got plenty of people in my life that I'm not willing to please, but my desire to walk in the spirit of love will allow me to operate with them, not out of my pride and not out of the feeling that I have. Because I tell people all the time, Tiffany will cuss you out and fight you. But the Tiffany that knows Jesus will be quiet and let you have your moment. That is some Jesus Christ stuff there. Because it's only that way that I'm able to do those things. People who are close to me will tell you, I have about 7 or 8 conversations in my head before I open my mouth, because my first words are Tiffany words, and Tiffany words are hard. And even when I get down to the 7th or 8th conversation and I say it, people are like, "Ooh, that was ooh." Jesus fixed it for you, because Tiffany was going to say something else and it was going to hurt real bad. And it was going to be all her flesh. And it was going to be based on her emotion. And it was going to be based on, who do you think you are? It was going to be based on, who do you think you're talking to? Oh, believe me, the practice that I've been practicing over the years. But it's possible. It's possible. Just because you're walking with a love idea, or you're walking with, with the mind of Christ, it doesn't mean that your mind ain't there and that your mind is not working. What happens is how you display it and how you actually walk it out. Sometimes I got to call up my friends and be like, let me just vent for a minute, because I got to go call somebody or talk to somebody. And Tiffany want to really, really say some stuff. Tiffany want to open your closet door and tell you all your business. Tiffany wants to tell you why you're wrong. Tiffany wants to tell you, like, how dare you? Like, did you forget? That's what Tiffany be wanting to do. But Tiffany and Jesus, she don't say that. She don't do that. I come in peace, not pettiness. Right? That's Tiffany and Jesus. But Tiffany herself, I've learned to, I said this last night, and people are like, I've learned to say la and say less. Let me breathe. Say la and say less. That's what a breath will do for us. Do you understand? Yes, I come in peace, not pettiness. Because I think one of my friends calls me a petty prophet. She'll be like, "You're a petty prophet." I'm like, if people only knew what Jesus has done for them when it comes to me. Right? That's discipline. It didn't happen overnight. And it didn't happen without intention. I used to there used to be a running joke with me and my family that every year the only New Year's resolution was I'm going to be a kinder and gentler Tiffany. I would say it, but I had no intention of fixing it because I liked who I am. I still like who I am, right? I didn't mind telling the truth. I did not mind telling the truth. I didn't mind if people's feelings got hurt by the truth because my favorite saying was the truth is an offense and not a sin. But that was Tiffany's spirit. That was the flesh. That was her flesh and her spirit of pride and righteousness, right? I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you can't take the truth, you just can't take the truth. You can't handle the truth. And then knock, 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 knock. Listen, baby girl, I made you with this spirit of truth and justice because I have a strong spirit of truth, justice, and humanity, right? That's my spirit. I have a high moral character. But I had to get trained, I had to get disciplined. And he was like, honey, girl, because you know what else I would do? Karate chop and walk away. I'm cutting you off. I'm not dealing with you because I'm not. Right? But he was like, baby girl, I am sending you to people. I have given you tools and a blessing to help free the masses, right? Bring freedom to the slaves. I've given you some very, very important things. But if you keep walking away from the people that I'm sending you to, how will they ever get it? And I was like, I didn't volunteer for that though. I want to go to the beach. I'm going to be honest. I want to go to the beach. But when I decided to say yes to being in alignment with my creator, with my God, and to know that he was telling me, I have a plan for you. I have things that I need you to do. I have people that I need you to reach. I just need your yes. And when I said yes, here we are on a 7-day challenge, right? It didn't start here, but yes makes me do things that are out of my comfort zone. Yes makes me shows up in ways that Tiffany don't want to. Tiffany wants to be at the beach with the margarita in the sand. But Tiffany and Jesus got work to do. Can I get a clap? Right? We have to submit, be willing to submit our spirit to a greater elevation in action and in function. I couldn't just say, yeah, I'm going to be kinder and gentler. I had to take the burns. I had to take the cuts. I had to take the betrayals. I had to take the lies on me. I had to take people walking away from me. I had to take people treating me like I had done something to them when in fact I hadn't. I had to take people just out and out not liking me and trying to do stuff to me because they didn't think I cared, so they wanted to see how much. Like I've suffered attacks, and by going through those things, my character was built, my strength was built, my spirit was raised up and strengthened. So as you're looking at all these frustrations and distractions that come into your life, you have to ask yourself a question. What are you doing and allowing to strengthen your spirit? So I'm going to give you some tips, and these are some things that are going to help. Is it all encompassing? No, but I know they work because I've done them. One of the first things that you need to understand is your spirit is going to be influenced by your environment. What kind of environment are you allowing yourself to be in? What kind of environment are you allowing yourself to be in? And it doesn't matter whether it's a home environment, a church environment, a political environment, a social environment. What is your environment contributing to you and your spirit? Because there's dark environments, there's dark places, there's things that look nice but have dark undertones. What are you allowing your environment to be? And do you need to change it? Then we got to go back to mindset. What are you thinking? What do you think? What do you believe about yourself, about others, about your gifts and blessings, about this world? Your belief is going to affect your spirit. Whether you're walking around like, I can't remember, I think it was Ziggy who always had a gray cloud over his head in rain, because he just saw the world from a gray, half empty, glass turned upside down viewpoint. And if you remember, if you were able to catch the video the other day, I said, our mind is always going to prove us right. So whatever you believe, you are always going to be right, because your mind is going to work hard to show that to you. And your spirit will absorb it and believe that it's true. What are you feeding your eyes? What are you looking at? How are you processing the things that you see? Are you distracted and looking all around, admiring and being jealous and coveting other people's things? Or are you training yourself and focusing yourself on the things that have been given to you? Are you operating in gratitude for what's in front of you? You may not have a steak, but you got tuna. Yay! Because somebody else is eating toenails. I know that's gross, but stop looking at other people's stuff and mind your business. Mind your business and what you're feeding your spirit through your eyes. What are you listening to? Lies, deception, gossip, negativity? That's feeding your spirit. And your spirit will start to lean and start to desire those things, because that's what you've been feeding it. And then when you start to straighten up and come back into alignment, because you've been feeding yourself this stuff so long, your spirit might be convinced that that's what you need to eat, and it'll try to get back there. Your flesh will be like, no, give it back, give it back. No. Come to order. Let's get these emotions. Our emotions, which are filtered through our eyes, ears, mouth, right? What we see, hear, speak. Our emotions can be so damaging to what we're trying to accomplish. When we don't know how to manage, we will sabotage ourselves, because our emotions will tell us a lie and we will believe it. Emotions are real, but they are not facts. Emotions are real, but they are not facts. And your emotions can lie to you. And they will incense and inflame your spirit and have you out here fighting wars that you're not even supposed to be in, because your feelings are hurt. And you don't know how to bring your emotions back to a space of pause and then process and bring things together. How many of us have had those moments where we have had an emotional outburst that either cost us a great deal or could have cost us? I know I have. Clear, transparent moment. And when I was definitely younger, And it wasn't Tiffany and Jesus then. It was just Tiffany. And Tiffany ended up cutting somebody from an emotional outburst. And that could have cost me my freedom. But Jesus was watching anyway, so he kept me. But we can't keep taking those chances, because sometimes we're going to end up catching a lesson because we won't catch the message. Oh, that was a good one. Did you see? Did you hear that one? Sometimes we're going to end up catching a lesson because we didn't catch the message. What messages are you ignoring that's about to lead you into a lesson that you don't like? Exactly, Lorinda. I could have been, but thank you, I wasn't. We have to start being intentional, taking our time and analyzing and listening to, and not just flowing into stuff without intention and purpose and understanding. That's the purpose of discipline, to get ourselves right so we can eliminate some of these frustrations and distractions, or at least when they come up, we can recognize them and they won't take us out. They won't take us down. And understand that these things, these eyes, these ears, this mouth, these are portals. They open up ourselves to things and other spirits. Because, of course, if everything is spiritual, understand there's other spirits out here looking for a place to rest, looking to come have a party, right? Again, without getting too deep. We start feeding ourselves, we start feeding these portals and opening them up to things that that are not healthy for us, that are not good for us, that are not in alignment for us. Guess what happens? Next time, what's sliding in? Spirit of distraction. Guess what's sliding in? Spirit of frustration. Guess what's coming in? Spirit of anger and rage. Spirit of unforgiveness. Spirit of forgetfulness. Spirit of mental health issues. Right? What are your portals being subjected to? And what are you feeding your spirit? What other spirits are you feeding your spirit through your portals? I told you I'm not going to get too deep today because I feel it coming up. So I'm a pull back, y'all. I'm a pull back. I'm a pull back. Just understand that if you're looking to discipline your spirit, you're looking to discipline your body and your mind, you are in charge of the environment. You are in charge of what accesses you. You could be in the middle of a windstorm, but if you got a raincoat on, right, you're protecting yourself. Are you standing in toxic environments without any protection and just letting it be a free for all on you? Because, oh, this is interesting. Oh, wow. Because you're curious, because you're not focused, you're unfocused, and you're someplace you're not supposed to be because you don't want to go where you're supposed to. You don't want to do what you're supposed to. So you end up someplace you're not even supposed to have entered because you're looking for a way not to deal with the things that you need to deal with. Yeah. It takes practice to practice love, which I'm gonna come right back to is the source and the remedy for many of these things. If we train our eyes on love and exemplifying the walk of Jesus, the discipline of loving people in spite of their actions and understanding that their actions are not them, and loving ourselves in spite of who, like you might have identified that, oh, baby, I'm a gossiper. Oh, honey, I'm kind of rageful. I'm a little jealous. The identification is not for The punishment and the beat up, the identification is for you to know what it is that you're challenged with, so that you can then make a decision to go, oh, you know what? I'm going to work on this. So you know what you need to ask for help in. Manage your environment, and it will help you manage your emotions. And then when you put things in perspective, it'll help you go through it. Again, you're not going to not have them. You're just going to know how to get through it. So I'm going to give a couple of things that we can do to feed and nurture, grow our spirit, our spirit, right? To grow spiritually, excuse me. All right, so the first one is prayer. Pray. And I definitely, sometimes I think my prayers are crazy. I used to call them ratchet prayers, but my friend corrected me. She said, no, you have such a relationship that you feel that you can talk to God in the most basest form. And that's not ratchet. That's relationship, right? So embark on prayer that's not ritualistic, that's not regimented, but that's conversational with God, right? Hey, Lord, you know what? I did something today and I'm not quite sure about it, but I really would like some help on it because I really want to fight. I wanted to fight. Or hey, I did fight. But we're working on that. Can you help me? Can you help me in that space? Pray, have a relational conversation. It's not just about begging and asking for the fix, but it's talking it through to say, well, what do I get to do? Because we have to take authority and we have to take responsibility. There's no magic wand that just wipes away who we are and what we do. I am the same person I was when I was saying, Tiffany, be kinder and gentler, but I've walked through the fire with discipline. And so now the basest part of me that would cut you with her tongue and punch you doesn't respond first. And that was prayer. I don't want to do that, Lord. I don't want to punch him. I do want to punch him, but I don't want to punch him. Right? The second thing is meditation, right? Meditation isn't emptying your mind and nothing comes through. Meditation is a time when you listen and just still yourself after you've spoken and you are like, hey, what up though? Meditation is a time of stillness. We talk too much. We have too many stimuli, right? That's the plural. We have too many stimuli that are like, hey, look at me. Hey, I want your attention. Hey, pay attention to me. So we can't hear the responses to the prayers we're praying because we can't shut things off or shut them down. So learn to meditate. It could be 5 minutes of quiet. You know what? I'm going to just sit here and receive. I used to do a segment called Breakfast with Tiffany, right? So every day for a year, well, it was for a year I would do this show, but for about 3 months I lived on the beach. And so that's how it started. Every day I would get up early and I would just go and sit at the water and I would be quiet. I didn't have music, I didn't have anything. I would just look at the water and then I would wait to hear from God. And every day he would say something to me. And every day I would tell the people who were watching my Periscope show, it was Periscope, Breakfast with Tiffany. Hey, this is the message I got today. This is what I got to understand today. We got to get clear and get still. This is how you build your spirit. Discipline your spirit. And I want to tack in that journaling. journaling. And I'm going to show you guys something in a second about journaling. But gratitude. Gratitude is a surefire way to discipline your spirit because it's easy to find things to fuss about, to say that aren't right, to complain about, to be unhappy about. But it takes more discipline to start to notice the things that are gratitude, that we can be thankful for. Some of us have gratitude journals. Some of us need gratitude journals. I started out keeping a gratitude journal, and then it can't just be, I'm a person of action, so it can't just be a written thing. It has to be an active thing. So how did I start to employ gratitude? Well, when I lived in Miami, there was a 7-minute drive from from my house to my son's school. And when I tell you, I used to call that 7 minutes of hell, because I would be ready to fight by the time I got to the end of my street, because the Mercedes and the BMWs would think that they didn't have to wait for traffic lights. So they want to zoom around you, almost cause an accident, almost hit you. People were just not obeying. Like, it was the worst 7-minute drive. Like, it was a terrible drive. Right. And so every morning I would find myself agitated and anxious about this 7-minute drive to my son's school. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be thankful. Thank you. I'm all the way there. I would find things to be thankful for. If a person zooms around me, thank you that they didn't hit me. Thank you that they didn't hit me, and be sincere about it. I had to shift my own paradigm by the way I viewed what was happening. You can do this. And it disciplines your spirit. And guess what? I got calmer. My spirit got calmer. I didn't have anxiety when I had to walk out the door anymore. Oh, I don't want to go. Oh, this is going to be terrible every day. This is going to be hope. No. Hey, honey, let's go. It's time to go. That was my 7 minutes of gratitude. I shifted it because I disciplined my spirit to see something different, to experience something different. Don't just talk about it. Don't just write about it. Be about it. The thing, if nothing else, we understand we have to implement these disciplines. We have to implement these things that we learn. Of course, studying scripture, reading the Bible, right? Sometimes you just need the content, right? Me, I know the Bible, but I can't exegete no scriptures, right? I know the neighborhood, but I don't know the address. I can tell you it's in the Bible. I just don't know the address. Google it. I'm going to tell you all the time, Google it. The Bible said that David and Saul had beef. And David, even though Saul was mad disrespectful, David knew he couldn't disrespect the position that God had given him. Where's it at? It could be 1 Samuel. It could be Psalms. I don't know. Google it. But it's there. Reading the scripture isn't about memorizing it. It's about taking the lessons and taking the understanding. And there's lots of lessons about discipline and peace and calmness and love for you to get. Don't worry about if you don't know the address. Get the lesson, right? Get the message. Proverbs or Psalms is always a good place to start, by the way, just in case. I wrote gratitude twice, so it's important, but also stewardship. Disciplining your spirit through stewardship. You were given your smile, your way of delivering words, your concepts and perceptions of the things that happen in life. You were given that in order for you to manage it so that you could share it. When you think about how are you stewarding your gifts, how are you stewarding your talents, that's going to put you in a space of discipline, right? Oh, how am I stewarding this love? Because all of us were given love. Am I stewarding this love? Am I stewarding this financial understanding, this abundance? Am I stewarding this knowledge and this wisdom? Or am I stockpiling it? It takes discipline to share and to give it away. Hmm. Whew, okay, I got a few more minutes and I'm going to shift a little bit. Anybody have any comments, any questions? Thank you for the comments. I've seen those today. I'm glad y'all like what I was talking about because we got to pull it all together. Coordinate, like the mushroom belt, coordinate. We got to coordinate it. And understand that as you elevate and as you grow, right? As we elevate and as we grow, our challenges may change. They may change, but our ability to discipline ourselves will help us navigate it and help us to go through it and help us to grow, right? And so somebody posted this today, and I just thought it was so powerful and on time, in alignment with this challenge, right? Because many of us we're growing, like we're moving, we're going for it. I know I'm going for mine, and I assume that if you're here, it's because you're going for yours. And so we're going to be put in spaces that we've never been in before, in situations and opportunities that we've never seen, we've only dreamed of. We're going to have things that seem so incredulous happening to us. And if we're not disciplined, our character is going to blow us out the water. And we're going to lose everything we gained because we didn't take this time to discipline ourselves to be able to receive it. So this one was a friend of mine posted this today, and she said, when you're praying for the promotion, the elevation, the next level, ask yourself this: am I emotionally equipped to handle the responsibility that comes with it? Discipline those emotions, because you will feel a shift from if if you get $1 million tomorrow and you got $1 today. There will be an emotional shift. If somebody's giving you an opportunity and you're afraid of losing it, you will have an emotional reaction. Right? When my character is being questioned, how will I respond? Because just because you're doing great, just because you have integrity, just because you're moving well, doesn't mean that everybody around you will see that and respect you. People will lie on you. People will try to defame your character. People will accuse you of being something that you're not. How will your character respond when it's being questioned? Is my mental foundation solid enough to withstand the challenges that I will inevitably face in this new space? This is why we're learning discipline now. This is why your spirit told you, oh, I need to get my discipline together. You're not here by chance. You're not here by a fluke. You're coming into something in this new season, and you got to be prepared. This is part of your preparation. Am I mature enough to fight a different way? Is my spiritual foundation solid enough for me to stand alone when I decide to not go along to get along? What you gonna do when they come for you, right? Bad boys, bad boys. When they're like, if you don't do this, you're not gonna eat. Have you disciplined your mind for that? Have you disciplined your body for that? Because believe it or not, that's a high likelihood in the society that we're in. We saw just what happened when they tried to force everybody to take a shot and force everybody into fearful spaces in order for them to dominate and have control, right? I'm not going to get into the conversation, but that was an actual move. That was a test run. Are you prepared? Did you prepare yourself in this time? Did you grow? Did you mature? Did you work your spirit? Did you strengthen your faith? Did you fight fear in order to sustain? That requires discipline. And if you're not willing to discipline yourself now, then when? If not now, when? And the last question was, am I truly ready for what I've been praying for? What have you been praying for? What have you been asking for? What have you been seeking for that has you here saying, I need discipline? I've been praying for money, but I like to go shopping every week. Why? Because my emotions are out of control and shopping makes me feel good. I might, I need to run a marathon, but I can't stop eating. Why? Because it feeds my emotions. It comforts me. I said that I wanted a husband, but I can't discipline my mouth. I got a sharp tongue. And every time anybody say something to me, they know they're going to get both barrels of this because I'm petty. Are you prepared and disciplined to receive what you are entitled to and what you ask for? So all of these days, all of these things that came together was to get ourselves in line and get ourselves in the right place for us to sustain and gain and win. How it's like you fight a battle, right? You fight a battle, and when what you do, you win the land. But then once you get the land, you don't fortify and protect it. So what happens? Somebody comes right along right behind you and takes it back or beats you up and steals it. Because you didn't fortify yourself by disciplining to make sure that you can maintain it. So now so today, this is the action day. I'm giving you the action steps. I'm giving you action steps. And these are things that you're going to do. We only have a few more days left to this. Tomorrow is going to be a live hot seat. If you want to be in the hot seat, I'm only taking a few people, but I'm just going to talk through to you on screen. I'm not going to beat you up, I promise, because I am a kinder, gentler Tiffany. But questions, challenges, things that came up for you during this, it will be coaching. If you would like to be in the hot seat, please inbox me or inbox Flower so that we can get with you and we can prepare it for tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow at noon, the same time. It's going to be about an hour. So you're not going to be dragging out, 6-7 hours, me talking to you and dragging. I don't work like that. I work really fast. We're going to get to the root of the problem. We're going to find the lie that is distracting you or challenging you or blocking you. So please, I encourage you. I really am looking forward to people who want to be in the hot seat. So that's one. Inbox me, inbox Flower, and just say, I want to be in the hot seat. Yeah. There's still time to share and to get things done because there are some prizes. Oh, I wanted to show you all this when I was talking about, I almost forgot, sorry. When I was talking about things that you can do to train your spirit, right? To discipline your spirit. So my friend created these and I love them. She made cards that are called prayer to promise cards, right? And when you get them, this is how they come. So these are laminated cards. Then these are prayer cards. They're postcards, actually. So you can actually send these to people. So this is one of my personal ones. I've actually been sending these out to people and giving them to my friends. They're personal prayers. So what it is, it has the situation, whatever situation that you're going through, you write it out. desired outcome. You write what the desired outcome is of the situation. Then you put the prayer on there that you're having. And then it has what the promise is. So this is what's good about this is on these cards, these laminated cards that you get, there's 40 names of God, right? So you have 40 names of God that you can implement into your prayer. So El Salah, God, my rock; El Shaddai, the sufficient one; Akal Esh, the consuming fire; Sar Shalom, Prince of Peace. So it has different qualities and names of God that you can call on for the specific challenge that you're going through, right? So that's included in there. And then there are 80 Bible promises, right? So all of these are scriptures and they're promises. So God's blessing, seeking wisdom, perseverance, all of these are promises related to those issues. So God is with you, signs of God's covenant, removing fear. So removing fear, 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fearfulness, but one of power, love, and a sound judgment. John 14:27, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Your heart must not be troubled or fearful. So there are 80 promises that are in the Bible on these cards for your reference. So the way you put it all together, when you're having an issue, or if somebody that you love or you know is having an issue, praying, I didn't mention this before, but praying for others is also a great way to discipline your spirit because it helps you to walk in love. When you're considering the challenges that other people are going through, then you are able to discipline yourself to think about somebody else and to pray for them. Not just, I'll pray for you, girl, and that's the prayer. Here is the card. My friend is going through, a hard time. Let me write this prayer out. What do I want to do? I want to see them receive peace. I want to see them receive the promises that they ask for. And what's the prayer? I'm going to put my prayer down, right? And then I'm going to use the promise. I'm going to find a promise on this promise card, and I'm going to put the scripture down, and I'm going to speak it, and I'm going to remember it. And then if that's what I'm supposed to do, I'll put a stamp on it and I'll send it to them. Or if I'm going to see it, I'll hand it to them. So this is actually one of the prizes that I'm giving on Monday. Somebody is going to get a pack of these, and I love the envelopes, right? That's my own seal, but yeah. Anyway. Well, that being said, that's that plug. I mean, I ask for this because I do believe in this, and I do believe in tools that help us to be trained, right? So now here's the action, guys. Here's the action. I said all those things. Choose the goal. I'm doing a quick rundown. Choose the goal, analyze it. We've had a whole week of getting clear about what our goal is, why we chose it, whether it's still viable, whether we still need it, how we can discipline our minds, how we can discipline our mouth, how we can discipline our ears, how we can discipline our spirit to now go forth and make these things happen, right? This is what you're going to do. You're going to pull it all together and look at these goals that you're seeking to finish by the end of the year. You still have time to get it done in December. Now you should have clarity. Now you'll be able to have clarity and tools to help you manage that. Understand, find an accountability partner. If you didn't find one in the group to get you through these 7 days, you still need to find an accountability partner, even if it's only for the last 15 days of this month. Hey, Joe, can I call you? Can you call me in the morning for 15 minutes? I need to up my prayer. Can we call each other for 15 minutes in the morning and pray together? Hey, Joe, I need to write a chapter, or I need to finish a chapter in my book. Can you check in on me on Tuesday and with Thursday to see if I've written and to see what I need, if I can brainstorm with you. We need accountability. Discipline is not easy, but accountability makes it easier. Categorize these goals, right? And remember, discipline is not perfection, and done doesn't mean finished. Implement those incremental goals that we talked about. Take that elephant down one bite at a time. Look at the thing that you have. You may not be able to get the website built by the end of the year, but you can buy the domain name, start the LLC, and find somebody who can build the website for you. You can pick a platform that you want it to be on. You can pick a name. Start to incrementally move toward what it is that you want to have success in. Done doesn't mean finished. No hiding. If we can't see it, we can't count it, and we remain unaccountable. If there's something you got to do, stop hiding. Stop hiding. While I took yesterday and the day before to really address some of the challenges, the disappointments, the frustration that people feel in making a goal, some of us like to hide, and we will continue to hide because we don't want to get it done. And that's the fact. That's the truth. It's a hard truth, and it's a real truth. Some of us hide because we know if we come out of hiding, somebody's going to call us on our BS. Somebody's going to call us on those stories we keep repeating over and over again. And every time they see us, we tell the same story. And the same reason why it's not working. And the same thing that happened 10 years ago. So we hide because we know our excuses and our scapegoats. So come out of hiding. No hiding. Train your mind on the things you desire to see. As you think, it will manifest. What you think about will appear. What you believe will appear. Your life will look like what you believe. Correct your thoughts. We're going to reframe. We came with we have to readjust our mind, right? We have to get it back into the right space. And part of readjusting our mind is refocusing our eyes on what we're looking at, on the goals that we want to see, readjusting our ears, what we feed them and what we're hearing, and then reframing the words that come out of our mouth. And one of my favorite ones is wait. WAIT. Why am I talking? Stop talking so much. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Stop sharing all your plans with people who aren't in your plans for you or with you. Stop telling everybody what you're going to do and then feeling shame when you don't because you've been talking instead of doing. Stop telling everybody what you're doing because there's some people who will try to sabotage it. You can't win because you showed your hand and now they know your strategy. The enemy is also listening. He's listening for your strategy. Wait, why am I talking? Stop talking so much. Hold some things back. And when we don't talk so much, that's how we temper our emotions. That's how we temper the anger, how we temper these arguments that we have and these back and forths that we have with people. Wait. Get your spirit right. Reflection is a part of discipline. All those things I listed, go back and look at them and see how they apply to you. Reflection is one of the greatest tools of discipline because when you can see your patterns and you can see your cycles and you can see your challenges, now you're not fighting blind. You're not moving forward blind with no direction and no intention. Now I can say, oh, I'm challenged right here. Who can I get to hold me accountable so that challenge I can overcome? Oh, he's cute. And if he calls me up, I know I'm gonna go over his house. But if I tell my friend who is like, girl, don't do it. Come and talk to me. We're going to stay on the phone so that you don't succumb. You got to get people who are not willing to let you fail. You got to get people in your life who are not willing to let you fall down the rabbit hole and who are not willing to say nice things to you to keep your friendship, but their love for you allow them to say the things that you may not want to hear. And remember, perspective changes perspective. I'm sorry, perception. Perspective changes your perception. Be willing to change the way you look at things, the way you believe things. You get to do this versus have to. When we walk into something and say, "Oh, I gotta go to the store today," guess how heavy that feels? Versus saying, "You know what? I get to go to the store today because I got enough money to go get my little gallon of milk. I may not have money to go to Whole Foods, but I got money to go to Aldi's, and thank you. I'm going. Yay, I get to go to the store today." It's the small things that switch, slowly they switch, right? Until what we didn't do becomes a higher and our first reaction and response than what we were accustomed to doing. Align your spirit is going to align your purpose. It's going to align you in your assignments and align you to God's will for you. Be free from the shackles of regimen and ritual and celebrate your wins and steps in the appropriate direction. Discipline your spirit. All right, y'all. That is discipline your spirit. For they did y'all get some juice from it, some meat from it, the understanding, some tips, some tools, I hope. Submit yourself daily. Submit yourself. That submission daily is important to being able to discipline any part of you. And the more you're able to discipline, the more you will accomplish and the more alignment you will have in your life. Yep. Joe, listen, honey, my hat's off to you. Proud for you, because the exercise for an hour. Now, you know, when I can exercise for an hour, I actually have a VR machine, and I have a program that lets me do like boxing, and it lets me do bats. I haven't done it in about a month. I fell off, but I've been busy doing some stuff. But I'm getting ready to pick it back up again. So you reminded me. Because, yeah, exercising for an hour is no joke. Thank you, Tambu. Thank you, Lorinda. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I put things up, and I know people always expect it to be one thing, and it's never that. And I'm happy about that, because I like to get to the core. Like, we're not fluffy around these parts. We're not fluffy. We want to get to the root. We want to get it done, and we want to get it gone. So tonight I am doing a special live. I'm not going live at 6. I'm going live at 7 p.m. my time. And I'm going to do it in Clubhouse. So it's going to be a hybrid. I'm going to go live here in our group, but I'm also going to have a Clubhouse room open, and I'm going to be talking about, you know, just kind of the overall challenge and talking about what we did today, and then letting people get an opportunity to be in the hot seat, because that's still open. And you guys sharing, taking notes, commenting. There'll be a couple scholarships to my masterclass that's happening in January. That's an $800 value. There will be some people will get my book, a signed copy of my book, and they will get this lovely journal. And the pen is a nice writing one. It's a nice pocket journal. And of course, I said somebody's getting some prayer to promise cards. So it's not fancy, but it's nice. So yeah, but tonight, 7 it'll be a hybrid. It'll be in here and in Clubhouse. So if you got a chance, show up and come back in, because then we can have a conversation. I know some of you on here already know what Clubhouse is, so you'll be able to jump right in and then talk about the challenge. I would appreciate it. All right. If there are no questions or no more comments, yes, 7 p.m. Clubhouse. It's the Wisdom Fountain. I will drop the link in the group too, for the Clubhouse. Yes. Who is that? Yes, I'll bring some with me when I come to SA. Hopefully, y'all give me some invitations. Y'all find somebody to invite me over there and pay for me to come. I always pay for myself, but I need somebody to invite me over there. That's the prayer. That's the prayer list, right? Get a nice school or somebody invite me over to teach some stuff. So yes, that's Pacific Standard Time, Houston time, Texas time. So it'll be 8 p.m. in East Coast, and it'll be 5 p.m. California time. Oh, Rudy. Yes. Yes. So we'll be on the Wisdom Fountain tonight. I will be happy to see you all there. Bring a friend. They don't have to be in the challenge, but they can hear what's been going on and how it's benefited you. I really would love to hear your conversations and testimonies, what it's bringing up for you. So, all right. If that is it, all minds are clear. I am going to end the broadcast. I appreciate you. Oh, Tambu, I'm going to message you. I have a question for you. So, all right. Thank you.